Buddy Son Storytime.
The Vanishing Lake by Paddy Donnelly. Meara stared out the window as Granddad's car made its way through the countryside. He lived beside a lake called Lake Loughareema with his pet otter, Cara. Mostly, it was a pretty ordinary lake. It was wet, it was bigger than a pond, and it had a little island in the middle of it. However, there was one peculiar thing about Granddad's lake. Every so often, for whatever reason, it would vanish. The whole thing gone. When it would rain, the lake would fill back up again, and everything would seem normal until the next time it vanished. Sometimes it was there. Then it wasn't. Then it was there again. Every time Meara woke up to find the lake missing, she would ask Granddad where it went. And every time, he had an answer for her. "Must have been the sheep this time. They go swimming when it's hot and their wool soaks up all the water."
That can't be true, Granddad. Sheep can't swim,
said Meara. "How would you know?" he replied. "The mermaids took out the plug again," he would sometimes say. "Or I suppose it could have been narwhals doing headstands again," said Granddad. "They poke holes in the lake bed with their horns, and all the water drains out."
Then how come we don't see any mermaids or narwhals when it's all dried up?
asked Meara. "Do you only believe what you can see?" asked Granddad. "It was pretty cold last night, though. The lake could have frozen, and maybe the giants from over the mountain used it as an ice cube."
Impossible,
said Meara. "Why are you so sure? Plenty of stranger things have happened," said Granddad. Meara would wander around the dry lake bed looking for clues to solve the mystery. She'd explore the tiny island, turning over every rock and pebble. But she still couldn't figure out why the lake was disappearing. She'd stay up all night trying to catch the lake vanishing, but she never could.
It's no use,
Meara said.
I give up. It's a complete mystery and I don't care where the lake goes.
"Follow me," said Granddad. Granddad hopped over the fence and started walking through the fields, higher and higher up the mountainside. Meara followed.
Where are we going?
asked Meara. "You'll see," replied Granddad. "Just be patient." Once they were higher up than Meara had ever been, Granddad lay down in the long grass and handed Meara his binoculars. "Now we wait." They waited for a long time, staring at the lake. Meara was tired and almost ready to go back home. But then she saw them.
Mammoths!
There was a huge herd of massive mammoths surrounding the lake to have a drink. Meara couldn't believe her eyes. "They come here when it's totally quiet and almost nobody is looking," whispered Granddad.
But where do they come from? How are they here?
asked Meara. Granddad just smiled and said, "I have absolutely no idea." Meara was stunned as she watched the mammoths drink the whole lake dry and then leave as quickly as they appeared. "Now you have to keep this a secret," said Granddad.
Nobody would believe me if I did tell them,
said Meara. And as Granddad and Meara walked back home down the mountain, it started to rain. The end.
Please subscribe.